Welcome back to MH-Pocalypse, the Rhino's Reckoning. Where satire meets the grit and absurdity of the mobile home park world. This is where brutal honesty isn't just encouraged, it's mandatory. Raw, unfiltered truth. And yes, it's hilarious. Step into the Rhino's confessional and brace yourself, because nothing's off limits here. Get ready to charge full force into the heart of the industry's hidden, head-shaking realities. And now here's the Rhino, charging forward with another episode of Revelations.
How to Survive an Angry Investor, the fine art of empathic paraphrasing in affordable housing. So, you've ventured into affordable housing. Good for you. The world needs more affordable housing, and if you're reading this, you're probably the type who's up for the challenge, but you probably also know that affordable housing investments don't always bring the instant, sky-high returns some investors imagine. And yep, that can lead to some very, very angry investors. When faced with an investor who's convinced that their returns should be rolling in faster than a bullet train, the urge to defend yourself is strong. But before you start launching into a monologue about zoning laws, permit delays, and tax credit wait times, take a beat. Instead of turning this into a battle of who's right, try a little thing called empathic paraphrasing. It's like verbal Aikido. You use their momentum to bring them back to a place of calm, without any bruises. Empathic paraphrasing isn't just a fancy phrase to drop at meetings, it's a powerful communication tool for diffusing tension and helping investors feel heard. Because, spoiler alert, when people feel heard, they're a lot less likely to come at you with that chair they've been eyeing. So, here's a quick breakdown of how you can use empathic paraphrasing to turn an angry investor into an understanding one. Step 1, listen, then paraphrase, aka show them you're not the villain. Picture this. An investor storms in, eyes narrowed, looking like they're 2 seconds away from reenacting a scene from The Wolf of Wall Street. They say, "I'm furious. You said I'd see returns by now, and instead I'm just watching my money evaporate." Your instinct here might be to defend yourself with facts, figures, and a mini speech about how affordable housing is obviously a long-term investment. But hold that thought. Instead, go with something like, "I totally understand why you're frustrated. You expected to see returns and they haven't materialized yet." Boom. That's an empathic paraphrase. You've taken their gripe and repeated it in a way that shows you're listening. By restating their complaint, you've given them what they really want. Validation that their concerns matter. No promises, no personal liability for the sluggish economy. Just good old-fashioned acknowledgement. Pro tip, research shows that paraphrasing someone's complaints back to them can calm them down faster than a bucket of cold water. By feeling heard, they're more likely to chill out and realize you're not trying to single-handedly ruin their retirement plans. Step 2, ask a clarifying question, aka don't just put out the fire, keep it from reigniting. So you've got them feeling slightly less like a raging bull. Now what? Resist the urge to fill the silence with explanations or excuses. Instead, gently steer the conversation deeper with a clarifying question. If they're saying, "None of my ideas are being used, this project is stalled," the easy and tempting comeback might be, "Well, your suggestion to cut insulation wasn't exactly a winner, but don't take the bait." Try something more like, "It sounds like you feel your input hasn't been valued. Could you tell me more about which suggestions you'd like us to consider?" See what happened there? You're giving them the floor to spell out their concerns, making them feel respected without committing to any wacky budget cuts or structural compromises. It's like letting a toddler vent about why cookies should be for breakfast. Sometimes letting it out helps them self-regulate. They may even reconsider if their suggested fixes are actually realistic. Pro tip, asking a clarifying question also gives you time to gauge the situation more deeply. By inviting them to unpack their frustration, you're not only diffusing tension, but also subtly reminding them of the project's collaborative nature. They're less likely to keep raging if they feel like they're part of the solution. Step 3, Validate without agreeing, aka the Jedi mind trick of conflict resolution. All right, by now, you're both still seated and the volume has lowered from airplane runway to indoor voice. Here's the next move. Validate their emotions without agreeing to anything unrealistic. You're going to acknowledge their feelings while keeping the conversation tethered to reality. Say they continue, "I'm just tired of waiting. I thought I'd be seeing some results by now." Your response? Try something like, "I can absolutely understand how frustrating that must feel. Waiting for results can be tough, especially with an investment like this." Notice what you didn't do. You didn't agree that the project was a failure, nor did you imply that returns would magically appear overnight. What you did do is validate their experience. You're saying, "I get it, it's hard," while gently reminding them that affordable housing is a marathon, not a sprint. Think of this as a reality check that doesn't feel like a cold bucket of logic tossed in their face. Pro tip: when you validate without agreeing, you're effectively keeping them grounded while also respecting their feelings. Affordable housing investments are notoriously slow burners, and a little empathy goes a long way in helping them recalibrate their expectations. The bottom line: don't just manage investors, make them allies. Affordable housing investments are rarely a cakewalk. Between bureaucratic delays, unpredictable markets, and the long timeline for return, they require a different kind of patience. But using empathic paraphrasing can turn tense investor relationships into smoother collaborations. By listening, paraphrasing, asking clarifying questions, and validating their feelings, you'll find that even the most fiery investors can be cooled down. Remember, this isn't about caving to unrealistic demands or taking the blame for every delay. It's about creating a communication style that lets your investors feel valued, even if their ideas about insulation are creative. And who knows? Mastering empathic paraphrasing might just save you more than a few gray hairs, and most importantly, keep that investment checkbook open for the next project. Because let's face it, affordable housing is tough enough without angry investors, but with a bit of empathy and some ninja-level paraphrasing, you might just survive it all intact.
Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and share. Grab Jason's definitive guide on Amazon, check out merch at rhinocommunities.com, and hit up the Rhino blog for more. See you next time.